Hey, hold on a minute.
Oh, please don't tell me he wants to see the Axelavir.
There's something... Nah, I guess there's a couple of things I want to double check. Well, one of them's not really significant, I guess.
Huh?
First off, this machine. We didn't even end up using this thing, did we?
Yeah.
I was just wondering what it was.
Well, I'm not sure I'm supposed to answer that. How am I supposed to answer that? And we did have one of the beakers that we never used before as well. Not sure if that was on purpose or not. Look at the side here. As a name or something. IG Replicator.
Replicator makes it sound like it makes copies of stuff.
So it's like a copy machine.
Yeah. Probably copies IG. Whatever that is.
Any ideas?
Who knows? Ice cream by the gallon?
Of course! This machine must be here so we can just make all the ice cream we want. Are you nuts? You're one idiotic girl, you know that? In other words, an IG.
Oh, good one.
Wow.
Hey, this isn't the time for stupid jokes.
Sigma and Clover do a lot of stupid. I'm guessing they're hitting it off pretty well together.
There's a helpless child back there in the infirmary who needs our help.
He was right, of course. I hung my head in shame.
At any rate, as long as we don't know what IG means, we can't do anything with this machine, right?
Pretty sure we're gonna have to come back here, I'm pretty certain.
That's right.
Makes sense. On to the second issue. Sigma, you found a journal and some sort of vial in the safe, right?
Yeah.
The vial. Could you show it to me again?
Why?
I didn't really get a good look at it before. You guys were in there so close I could barely see it. Was it really Axelavir?
Yeah, definitely. As I spoke, I pulled the vial out of my pocket. See? It's written right there on the label. Axelavir.
You really are an idiot.
Huh?
Although I guess in this case the G in IG stands for guy.
What? I don't... The words were barely out of my mouth when he moved. Before I could blink, the vial disappeared from my hand. Hey, what gives?
What are you doing?
Dio slipped the vial quickly into his coat.
Oh, don't worry. I'll keep it safe. I'll even give it back to you later.
No, not later. Give it back now.
I don't think so. If you want it back, you're gonna have to listen to my request.
Request?
Yeah, that's what I said. If you want this back, in the next AB game, you have to choose ally.
Ally? Wait, is that why you took the medicine? To blackmail me?
That's horrible! You're using Quark's life as leverage!
Well, I've got some really good reasons to do so. I'll be happy to give it back if you just do what I say.
I didn't realize until they started to hurt that I curled my hands into fists. If Dio would only give me an opening...
I wouldn't try and take it back by force if I were you. You make any sudden moves and I'll smash it.
He patted his pocket gently.
Oh, and one more thing. Don't tell those other idiots that you found some Axelavir in here. I hear one word about it, and the next thing you hear will be little bits of glass shattering on the floor.
Damn it.
That's not fair!
This game isn't about compassion. It's not about being clever. It's about one thing. How well you can manipulate people to your advantage. How unfair you can be.
Son of a bitch. Son of a bitch. Never trusting him ever again.
So, what are you gonna do? Ready to promise me you'll pick ally?
Fine. I promise.
Sigma!
Ah, I knew you'd say it eventually. I'm glad you understand how this works. But don't think about trying anything funny. Break your promise and... well, you know what happens. See you chumps later. I'm really looking forward to the next round.
With one last self-satisfied chuckle, Dio strutted out of the room.
Are you really going to do what he says?
Yeah.
Sigma, You've only got one BP right now. If we choose ally and he chooses betray...
I know. I'll drop to -1, and that means I'll get
But
penalized.
that means...
Look, it's not like I want to, alright? If you don't do what he says, then he will destroy the medicine. If he does that, then Quark will...
So you're going to die to save his life? That's... Why would you do that?
In all honesty, I was terrified. My choice was far from a foregone conclusion. Oh, we should get back to the upper floor. Everybody else is probably finished already. I bet they're waiting for us. I didn't wait for Clover's response. Wow, well, we're stuck in a shitty situation. This is a really shitty situation. God damn it. I'm never going with Dio ever again if possible. Never ever again. Well, now I'm in a tight crossroads right now. Do we sacrifice our life for a bad end, probably? Or do we betray Dio and try to see what that takes us over to? I mean, maybe that could take us somewhere. Who knows, to be honest. I don't know yet. I do not know yet. I don't know if this is gonna continue on forward further or not, but next AB game, gotta make a choice. It's coming up pretty soon here. Part of me kind of wants to see what will happen if I did accept the turn of events. I mean, I'll probably understand what kind of ending I'll get, to be honest.
An AMBIDEX gate has been opened. 45 minutes remain until AMBIDEX game polling closes.
Sorry, I went ahead and cracked it open a bit early.
Dio. In one of his hands was a moon key. He twirled it around like a veteran gambler, grinned, and slid it back into his pocket.
You don't mind, right? I figured you and Clover would get up here right away. Besides, I thought it'd be best to get this done soon before you lose your nerve. I don't know about you, but I'm really looking forward to the next round.
I glanced around the warehouse. Alice and Kay were back. As was Phi. And of course Clover. Where's Tenmyoji and the rest of them?
They're in the infirmary.
We carried Quark to one of the beds. Thamriyell and Luna are looking after him.
I see.
How's he doing?
Well, it's hard to say. He seems to be sleeping soundly, but beyond that, there's really no way to know.
No change then, huh?
Right. So what was your room, Sigma?
The laboratory.
Is that so?
Did it look like the kind of place where they'd be researching viruses and DNA and those kinds of things?
Yeah, it did.
Was there any of that Excelivir?
Don't tell those other idiots that you found some Excelivir in here. I hear one word about it, and the next thing you hear will be little bits of glass shattering on the floor.
My eyes flicked to Dio for a moment. No, nothing. Besides me, Clover bit her lip.
I see.
So, how's it going with you? Find anything interesting? Finally shook her head. With a unison of movement that almost looked choreographed, Alice and Kay shrugged.
Where does that leave us? We've still got about 40 minutes left until voting ends.
What are you gonna do?
I'm a little curious about that lab you found. I thought I might go take a peek at it.
I'll show you the way then.
That would be wonderful.
I think I'll go have a look at the room Alice, Kay, and Tenmyoji found. Never know. Maybe you missed something. Perhaps there's some Excelivir hidden somewhere in there.
What a bastard.
Then I shall take you there.
What about you two? Where are you going?
I think I'll start by heading over to the infirmary to see how Quark's doing.
Then I will too.
Glad that's settled.
She nodded to Clover, and then disappeared through the magenta door. Dio and Kay followed a few footsteps behind. I feel like Fi might sense something is going on. Okay then, I guess we should be going too.
Hold on. Show me that journal first. Dio told me about it. He wouldn't tell me anything about the lab except that you found a journal with, his words, some sort of bullshit language. He said you had it, so I was hoping I could take a look.
Yeah. One sec. I dug the journal out of my pocket and handed it to Fi. She began to flip through the pages, her eyes quickly scanning each one.
This is Latin.
Latin? You mean you can read it?
Yeah, with time and a dictionary.
So in other words, no.
Pardon me for not being able to translate a dead language on the fly. This looks like some kind of research log. It's not gonna be some sort of, I took the dog for a walk today. It was nice kind of stuff. I can understand a little of it, mostly conjunctions and things like that, but most of these words I've never even seen before.
Fi started to leaf through the book again as she spoke. Then suddenly she stopped.
Wait. I can read this one. Page 216. This isn't research notes. It looks like a personal entry.
What's it say?
Don't rush me. This is gonna take a minute.
Can she get some sort of detail for it? Tell us what it says?
Interesting. All right, I think I got it. It looks like they're talking about Radical-6.
What? Why are they talking about that?
Not sure. Let me read it to you. Keep in mind I'm paraphrasing.
When the body is infected with Radical-6, the processing speed of the brain is reduced. If you assume the brain currently operates on a one-on-one basis with regards to time, Radical-6 reduces this to 1 to a root of 1/6, or approximately 1 to 0.408. Oh shit! We all have Radical-6! We all have Radical-6! This is why we're stuck in here, because we all have Radical-6! This is a quarantine area because we all have Radical-6! Quark has it, we have it, pretty sure other people also have it as well. Except Dio, we know he snuck in here. This makes sense then, this makes sense! Oh shit! Alright. This means that for each second that passes outside, the patient feels that only 0.408 seconds have passed inside. Therefore, when 1 second has passed inside, approximately 2.45 seconds of root of 6 seconds have passed outside. In other words, when 10 seconds pass in the real world, a patient infected with Radical-6 would feel as if only 4 seconds have passed. This is why the virus had been termed Radical-6. Radical is another term for what is also known as a root operation, the function inverse to the taking of a power. Oh, that's what's called Radical-6. Oh shit, okay, alright, that's actually kind of neat. Man, I've never been an expert in mathematics and everything, but this makes sense then, huh? Yeah, this will confirm that we have Radical-6, we're all infected. In less mathematical sense, it can also be used to refer to something that is extreme or severe. Those infected by Radical-6 eventually develop a powerful urge to commit suicide. The exact cause of this isn't clear, and although there is yet no direct link between suicidal urges and a reduction of mental processing speed, many believe that they are not unrelated. Those infected with Radical-6 perceive the world to be moving at a fever pitch, as if it were a video cassette being fast-forwarded. For instance, although the patient believes that only 10 seconds have passed, in fact 24.5 seconds have passed. Given this increased speed of input, maintaining the ability to observe and reason would become a Herculean task. Herculean? I guess Herculean? Whatever. One theory holds that displays in time perception cause the brain to be flooded with massive amounts of information. Unable to keep up, it begins to fail. Whatever the cause, the infected invariably attempt to take their own lives, which is arguably the most terrifying aspect of this virus. Research suggests that a targeted antiviral could kill or at least disable Radical-6, but we have been unable to develop one. It seems our best hopes now is to harvest antibodies from someone with a natural immunity to the virus. Thus far, however, we have been unable to locate a suitable subject, so I've continued my efforts to discover an alternative means of treatment. Given my current rate of progress, I predict that I will have a workable treatment within a decade or two. It is my fervent hope that humanity will be able to survive that long. The bodies of those dead from suicide are piled up along the roads leading into and out of town. The entire area reeks with the stench of decay, and the sky is filled with a constant buzzing of flies. At times the swarms are so thick that when one passes it feels as if a cloud has gone over the sun. Every day I see more crows and rats and everywhere feeding on the dead. Ironically, the only healthy-looking creatures are the stray cats, who have grown fat in a plentiful rodent diet. The few humans who surveyed the outbreak have been locked away by the government in underground shelters. I don't know how many were saved, but I fear only a handful. Their survival is the only hope that remains for the human race. We were locked away! We were locked away as part of this initiative. And I believe, possibly, then the Nonary game, like in the first game, was meant to start up this phenomenon of being able to transfer information through morphogenic fields. This also is used to put us in danger and stress in order to accelerate an immune system so it can be extracted from us and used to replicate an antidote to Radical-6. I think. Oh Lord, please, let the future be a bright one. I think that's what's going on here. Whoa, that's a lot of information. Now I know what the virus does to you, though. If you get infected, your brain slows down by the root of 1/6. That's about 40%?
That isn't the important part. Those infected by Radical-6 eventually develop a powerful urge to commit suicide.
Yeah, you're right. That would explain why Quark was, well, trying to kill himself.
There are two other things in here that worry me. First, the part about how they haven't managed to develop a treatment for it yet. What do you make of that?
What am I supposed to make of it? Maybe they just hadn't found one when this journal was written. I mean, from what we know, there's a drug called Accelavir that cures it.
Exactly. But in the journal it says it might take 20 years to make something like that.
Hold on a second. I'm getting confused. When was this thing even written?
December 29th. No year.
Well, there's no way it was written this year.
Yeah, probably not. Anyway, moving on. The second concern I have is about the underground shelters it mentions. The newspaper article said something about quarantining people too. After we read it, we all thought the same thing. What if this was one of those quarantine facilities?
Could be a possibility.
But this journal seems to suggest the opposite. The few humans who survived the outbreak have been locked away by the government in underground shelters.
Oh! Wait, we're not quarantined because we're infected. We're quarantined because we're alive? No, but we're infected and Quark is infected. Don't tell me that Zero took all one of these installations. I think what happened. Whoever Zero is, definitely promised to take Quark in because Quark wasn't supposed to be here. At least I don't think so. I mean, neither was Dio, but Quark was a different story. Quark is a completely different story. But wait, if Quark is here and we're here and we're also infected because we experienced the same phenomenon in another route, then are we really quarantined because we're survivors, or are we quarantined because we have the infection? You're trying to say that this place might be one of those underground shelters, which would mean we're all supposed to be uninfected. Would have been thrown in here to keep us safe.
Yeah. I mean, there's no way to say for sure at this point, but it seems possible.
But Quark's been infected, right?
And maybe the virus got in somehow.
That would be bad.
Just think about it for a minute. If this is one of those shelters, a lot of things start to make sense. Maybe we've been here for a long time. Like, maybe they put us to sleep somehow. Made us sleep for years, maybe even decades. While we were sleeping, the pandemic that the newspaper article talked about happened. And whoever had this journal made this entry.
And then once the antiviral treatment was finished, the woke us up.
Right. It's all just speculation, but...
No, that doesn't make sense. I mean, it seems like a pretty plausible scenario, but we're all captured before the pandemic started, right?
yeah.
And how would they have put us to sleep for that long? How would they have known to do that? Most importantly, why the hell are we playing the Nonary game if the point of this place is to save us? Throwing a bunch of people into a game that might kill them is a pretty weird way to protect them from a pandemic. That is actually a good question. Why would it be? Why, if this was a place to be used as a shelter, why are we playing this game?
Yeah, you're right.
See?
We don't have enough information to make any real conclusions. I think we should see if we can find anything else.
Fi had barely finished speaking before she took off for the magenta door. Hey, weren't you coming to the infirmary with me?
Changed my mind. You can tell me about Quark later.
And with that... she was gone. Man. Let out a long, tired sigh. Started off toward the infirmary.